All right, I think I'm live. Check 1, 2. All right. So, how's it going, everybody? I am gonna work on a track for this stream. I kind of got the ball rolling earlier, and then we went out over to Alicia's parents' house to have dinner with them, and now we're back. So I'm trying to kind of get back in the zone, as it were. I kind of started out a little bit of a loop here, and then laid out like a bass line, some percussive elements. I haven't really done a whole lot. So just did like a 20-minute meditation session, so feeling a bit more focused and centered now. So let's go ahead and listen back to this and see where we want to take it. Okay, so I think the vibe is there. I forgot what this was. I guess just kind of like generic pluck sound. That is really nice. Thank you. All right. So I don't care for that. Let's go ahead and just make like just a slightly more interesting pluck. There we go, that should do. Hello, Cameron. As usual, sounds fire. Love the synth pads. Thanks. This is Isotope Iris 2. I just got it the other day. I bought a new synth, and they're like giving away Iris 2 with like every purchase at Plugin Boutique. So I was like, dope. I'll take it. So actually, on the note of that pad, I kind of want to adjust that a little. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how that's sounding. I added a bit of movement to the Reese with an LFO. I want to take some of that away. It's a bit intense. cool. I think we're getting the vibe. Cool room lighting. Thanks. These are LIFX smart lights around the room here. They can do any color you want. And they're actually pretty cool. They're only like, I want to say they're like $40 a piece or $30 a piece. So a little expensive, but like, you know, they're LEDs, so they last forever, but they're pretty cool and they do any color you want or like pulse colors. They can even react to music, which is pretty dope. But when I'm working on music, just to kind of like keep my zen together, I try and have mostly red light just because, I don't know, what is it about red light? Because like it's the least intense waveform of light. Something like that. I remember that from like photography class. But yeah, it's like the least intense waveform of light, so I think it kind of keeps my brain focused. And that's random pseudoscience with Cameron. Okay, let's kind of play with this piano for a minute. Okay. So I think let's do multipass and like do a band split, like a band splitted delay. Okay, I think that's getting somewhere. Let's try that. I like to keep my lights off when I make music. Yeah, no. Similarly, I do too. For the sake of streaming, I figured I have lights on. I also usually have a candle, like when I work on music. I don't know, just like helps. Like I said, try, you know, when I'm like working on like serious music and not just like streaming for shits and gigs, I try to like keep the vibe, you know. I'm Arcan. Just want to say hi before I watch the Tomorrowland. Oh, what's up, dude? What piano are you using? That is Piano V from Arturia. So this is Piano V. It's a physical modeling piano, so there's no samples involved, which is pretty cool. I just filmed a video today about physical modeling. But yeah, this is just a physical modeling piano, and I just adjusted the settings. By itself, it sounds pretty cool. So I adjusted the velocity curve and a couple other parameters just to kind of soften it up. Yeah, so I wanted a pretty soft piano. Okay, let's see how this is sounding. Part of me, I don't know, part of me is saying piano should just be in the intro and then let the pluck kind of take over once the bass comes in. And I want this piano to be more like lo-fi. So let's like ditch those delays for a minute. Okay, yeah, I think that's working for me. Maybe we could add some Foley. Yeah, let's go ahead and try and add just like a couple Foley elements. This, Tatanka here is a new sample pack that will be available soon. Just so you guys are aware. Sorry if I'm like not as talkative as usual, but like I said, I'm kind of like actually making serious music today. There we go. That should be enough like Foley stuff just to give those snares a nice loose vibe. Alright, and duplicate a bunch of times. Now we need to treat that Foley a little. Nope. Tal vocoder maybe? Except this doesn't really have a mix knob. That's the problem. Deal with it later. Okay, let's just keep on making progress. So turn that way down and put that through the sidechain. Cool. Okay, so now we've kind of got the main theme and groove going. Let's go ahead. Oh man, there's a lot of people watching now. Sounds really, really great. Great job as always. Thank you. So nice. Thanks, dude. Madi, dude, what's up? Not much. Making music. Mateus Bispo, hey, what's up? Not much. Sounds great. Have you heard of Sophie and Arca music? Sophie sounds familiar. Arca does not. Tell me, dude, do you have a formal music theory education? I do not. I've talked about this a couple times, but I went to 1 year of college for music production. It wasn't really focused on like music theory or anything, but that was really it, and I didn't get much out of it. Most of my, I guess, education has just been like reading books and like practicing. I never really took lessons or anything. I took a couple guitar lessons as a kid. That was really it. Everything else has just been like reading YouTube and, you know, just screwing up a lot until I got good at it. Casa, hi bro, hello. Your VST plugins are completely different than the usual ones. Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. I just think you might mean like this plugins I use are a bit different. Yeah, I'm really big fan of PSP stuff lately. PSP reached out to me and gave me a bunch of their stuff, which is awesome. Other than that, I'm pretty much a kilohertz guy. I really, really love the kilohertz stuff. Bro, what about some 16th note hats style? Yeah, that's kind of what I've got going on here, actually. Percussion 1. So these are actually some hi-hat samples that I pitched up and then ran through a vocoder and then added to AutoPan. Which actually, on that note, you know, it might kind of sound good. And turn off the analog mode. Yeah, just for a bit of crunch there. Dope stuff. Thank you. You make me more self-confident. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, no, theory stuff isn't too complicated. You know, I don't have like some doctorate in music theory or anything, but I have a pretty comfortable understanding of theory. I think its applications in the creative aspect of music production are pretty broad. And I don't know, like when I first started out making music, a lot of what I did was just kind of like guessing. I wrote a lot of like acoustic guitar instrumental stuff as like a younger kid / teenager, and I had like no grasp of theory beyond like some basic chords and like the circle of fifths and stuff. But from there I kind of expanded into learning kind of like the basics theory. And then from there, you know, got more into like real theory and like kind of like, you know, studying jazz and classical, because I was always really into film scores. That's something I've always been really into. So like, you know, learning theory kind of helped me understand why things have that, you know, really emotional cinematic feel, which is something I implement in my own music quite a bit. But yeah, theories, you know, I think it's useful. But when it comes to the creative side of stuff, I still kind of mostly try and focus on intuition rather than cold hard music theory, because if I was just composing entirely from like a, you know, music theory nerd standpoint, I don't know, I feel like it loses a lot of the soul. But that said, I do implement theory quite a bit whenever I get stuck with an idea. It's really handy to have some theory knowledge to be like, oh, you could just, you know, do this or try this, you know, something like that. Which feature garage artist would you suggest to someone unfamiliar with the genre? I guess it kind of depends what kind of like future garagey stuff you want. Obviously there's like Burial and Fellain. I don't really know how to say it. Fellain. Azalea. Those guys are kind of like the big ones, but Cossack is one of my favorites. Kosikk, or sorry, Kossik. Cossack is really cool. Kosikk. I forget how he spells it. Cossack is really good. Direct is a really good one. I like him a lot. He's kind of more on the ambient side. Tim Schoeffert, he is pretty good too. He's kind of more on the ambient side of things as well. But there's a huge variety. And then, yeah, beyond that, I would say like the best channels to check out, like X Sound is really good. X Sound, just letter X, and then Sound makes a bunch of future garage mixes, which are really good. Kevin White is another good channel, has a bunch of future garage stuff. And then there's a channel called Rafiki, like Rafiki from The Lion King, and he has a couple, he or she, I'm not sure. They have some good future garage mixes as well. I would check out just to get some exposure to like a wider variety of artists. Vacant, that's the other one I was thinking of. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Tom York's great, the guy from Radiohead. Tom York is cool. He's a strange guy, but really goddamn creative. Okay, back on track here. So, right, piano and stuff. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Let's go ahead and just add like a little bit of stuff. Sure, that should be enough. Just needs a little bit of mojo. Okay, so that vinyl sound is like a full frequency spectrum vinyl sound, which we don't want. Okay. Sure. Okay, that should be good. All three of you can go to the sidechain. There we go. Now it's a future garage song. Okay. Need to add in a bit more, just kind of shuffle and flow here. What was that one, like, awful movie? Hustle and Flow, or something like that. Nope. Whatever happened to like all them shitty movies from the early 2000s? Like, I don't know. I'm a fan of like good cinema and all that, but part of me misses like just the shitty early 2000s movies. What was the one Alicia made me watch a little while ago? From Justin to Kelly, if any of you know what that is. That was terrible, but it was like the most quintessential early 2000s, like made for TV movie. So that's not quite right. Is that a 30-second? No. One and two. Yeah. So on the and there, and then like on the I think that's feeling pretty good. That's a solid groove. Let's go ahead and check out chat for a second. Thanks for the suggestions. Zayla needs to have more and more followers. He's an amazing producer. Yeah, I think he's pretty solid. I've enjoyed a lot of his tracks. Nice. Thank you. AK. AK is, yeah, I've listened to a couple AK tracks. Sublab. Yeah, Sublab is good stuff. Is this going to be available or only live? Yeah, if it turns out well, I'm going to release it. I have a couple other tracks that are like almost done that I'm going to release first. We just released one of the new ones with Euphonious. If someone could like spell that out in the chat for me, if anyone knows what that channel is. So just released one, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of Future Garage stuff again lately. Just because like, I don't know, life stuff. So yeah, basically just kind of switch back to doing more Future Garage stuff, kind of like the first EP we released. That ain't it, Chief. I think that's better. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and work out the melody now. So I got my plucky thing. Could I maybe get away with like a cello? There's a physical modeling cello I really want to buy, but I'm not sure if it's all that useful without like the special controller for it. What is it I'm looking for? Strings. I would love to buy a real cello. Like, I can sort of play cello and violin and stuff. And, like, I would love to own a cello, but Jesus, those things are expensive. Maybe. Okay, I need to not get frustrated. Breathe. I don't know. I've been trying to remain more mindful lately and been doing like a lot more meditation and yoga and stuff and trying to get back into that because like I always end up like self-censoring too early and just like not letting the idea happen and just like not working with revision. I just keep like shutting myself down right away and I need to not do that. Okay. There's an idea here somewhere. So okay, so let's just float with that melody for a while. We need a little bit of reverb. Reverb makes the dream work. Room works. Okay, there's something there. We should probably name these tracks. Plucky thing, strings, and shit. Blank piano. Okay. And let's check on chat because I see it's like beeping, beeping, beeping. I remember late 2017 watching one of your tutorials and ending up making one of my favorite tracks at the time from a bass I came up with from it. That's awesome. Because I couldn't figure out a Sorrow bass. Oh yeah, Sorrow has some really interesting bass lines for sure. I'd like love to talk with Sorrow and just like figure out what it is that he does. If I'm correct, Sorrow uses FL Studio, and his basses sound a lot like Maximus to me. Just because Maximus has this like very specific character to it. Check the contact libraries. Best orchestral. Yeah, I have a couple contact libraries. Which actually, yeah, bleh. I would boot up session strings, but like, I don't know, session strings takes fucking ages to boot because I moved the samples off my solid state drive onto like an actual hard drive, and I just don't have the patience for it. Where do you get your samples like the Foley sound? Give me just a minute, we can talk about that. Oh shit, okay, good, it wasn't gonna crash. So maybe we could use these strings. Let me turn off this just so you can't see my stream and stuff. Yeah, this is what I wanted to. This is what I was like talking about earlier. Make sure this is working. Yep. So I found out about this a little while ago, and this company makes this like specialized MIDI controller. You might have seen it if you like look into music tech at all, like keep up with magazines and shit. It's this like cool specialized MIDI controller, but it's a physical modeling cello sound. So it's like not an actual cello sample library, but it sounds. It sounds fantastic, and I really, really want to get it. But yeah, Contact has some good strings as well. Okay, so where do you get your samples like Foley and stuff? I record them myself. I use a Zoom H4n Pro. It's a field recorder. You can get the Zoom H1 or any of the other Zoom recorders. I highly recommend them. Otherwise, sometimes I will record Foley sounds just with my phone. But all of the samples you hear here are my own. I said earlier in the stream, most of these are from this Tatanka drum kit. This is a new sample pack that will be available for sale on my website pretty soon. But yeah, like all these samples, like these hats, these shakers, and all these drums are just sounds I've recorded myself. And that's pretty much all I use, really. I just use sounds I make myself just because like I'm a sound designer and that's my job. And being a sound designer, I do a lot of sound design work, and I just experiment with sound a lot on my own anyway. So I just have like a bunch of my own drum kits. This is like a huge pack of random Foley. I just have shitloads and shitloads of Foley and found sound. Oh, yeah, Ghost Records, explain that. There's actually something called red light therapy. I'm not sure how much studies and backup, but it's a thing. I've heard of that. And then there's like laser light therapy or something, where it's like blue lasers or some shit. I don't know. All that stuff's kind of beyond my understanding. Yeah, no, heard of red light therapy, never done it, but I don't know. I tend to not pay much attention to those kinds of things. I have to leave. Please upload the stream. Much love from Greece. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, no, the stream will be available for watching later. Uses massive the most and 3x oscillator. Yeah, so he's definitely an FL Studio then, if that sounds right. Yeah, because I swear I remember reading a thread on a forum somewhere about like Sorrow basslines with 3x oscillator. Maybe it was on like Dogs on Acid or something. Just realized chat is live and I'm watching the beginning of the stream talking about replies. Okay, so what was I doing? Strings and shit. And the plucky thing. Okay, so let's try and like work on this plucky melody. Let's add like a nice delay. Let's add stereo delay. It's like a dotted half note and maybe like a dotted quarter note. No. And just kind of like filter this out. Maybe we should do delay into reverb, reverb into reverb into DAWtube, but delay. Okay, so delay into reverb, reverb into saturation. Let's do delay into a bit crusher at 22,000 and 12 bits, and then a parallel chorus and distortion. We mix this in like 30%, mix this in like 50%. Okay. Let's EQ that a bit. There's some really intense low end. Bring up a little bit around 3K. Let's get rid of that. Okay. A little baby boost. And then feed that into corrosion. Like a teensy bit of corrosion. Need an EQ after that, because there's some gross... That should sound cool. Thanks for another beautiful tutorial. Live. No problem. Sup, Cameron? Do you know Aggressor Bunks? I do not. Okay, let's try and integrate this pluck. My brain is hearing like a like a little sine wave ARP. Something along those lines. My brain is like hearing just something there. think that's it. It's eighth notes. Maybe at like half that speed. Okay, so that's like the basic melody that I want. Somewhere thereabouts. We're onto something. Vacant type Atmos on the other day with context time machine mode. Yeah, contact sampler is actually like really powerful. Contact is like kind of underrated in that regard. I was like obsessed with Contact for the longest time. Anymore, I just use Falcon. And I think Falcon's like super, super dope for that stuff, especially because it has the granular modes. But Contact is like stupid powerful if you really open it up. This genre is called Future Garage. Thought it's Witch House. Suppose they're kind of one and the same to some extent, but I don't know. Future Garage is more like sad. Witch House is more like spiky hair in my mom's basement listening to the Ramones. I don't know. Witch House is like, it was created out of irony and then it just became like a little bit cringy. People took it way too seriously. Okay, let's figure out this like pluck melody. I think maybe we've just got too much distortion. Honestly, that kind of works. Okay, so da-na-na-na. That sounds right. Let's see. I don't like the way that resolves. Which house is someone in the world is sacrificing cats and eating Sour Patch Kids? Yep. Rephrase that. Which house is more like someone in the woods sacrificing cats, Sour Patch Kids? Yeah, no, pretty much. Which house is wave music for people who want a big titty goth girlfriend? Impressive at street recording ambience. I have ambience down here. Instead of like the generic street noise, I went more with rain. I think that kind of fits this one better. Just like, I don't know. What this song is like about to me emotionally, rain fits better. Can you make it sound more like Burial? I could, but I'm not going to because I'm not trying to be Burial. Everyone else has already done that. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on like Burial sounds though. Burial stuff is pretty cool. Vocal tones and reverse pianos. Yeah, I'm gonna have Alicia do vocals on this, like she did with the last Future Garage track I did. So once I kind of have the track ready, I'll have her come in and do vocals. I kind of have like the vocal arrangement in my head already, like the phrases and stuff I want, but we'll do that later. Fully game is strong. Thanks. Yeah, I always get a lot of compliments on like my percussion work and drum work. But I don't know, coming from like a Future Garage background, and I think also to some extent the like film soundtrack background where like, you know, stuff is like very percussive and the percussion is like very tight and organized. I think that's shaped like the way I treat drums. Burial thing was a meme. Oh. Definitely feels more rainy. Yeah. No, like I said, kind of like, I guess what this song is about, just without really going into like detail, I don't know, because like there's no lyrics, so like I don't know, there's no like direct story, but like I know what I'm writing this song about, and like I remember the feeling, and like yeah, rain just kind of seems to fit more. Honestly, I think my too much gene is kicking in. Let's stay away from strings and try and simplify. Maybe we should save the ARP for like the next section. Okay. Duplicate that out. And then comes the outro. I think I'm good with that arrangement. And just like kind of reverse the way this goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay. Let's do chat. What level of Reese Lord do you need to be to join Void Call Collective? Level 73 Jedi. I think that's why we produce. Explaining the feeling is usually impossible. Yeah, no, that's a really good way of stating it. What's your opinion on camel crushing your master channel? I think that's how you turn Feature Garage into Witch House. Let's find out. So this is camel fat, but I mean, it's basically camel crusher. Okay, so right now we have Feature Garage. It's all sad and shit. Now we have Witch House. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's how you make Witch House. Let's see. Kind of don't want to make you backtrack or make you lose focus, but if you get the chance, can you explain real quick how you set up the MIDI for the shaker? Yeah, so the shaker is just 4 samples. More or less what I am creating is a kind of like random robin shaker pattern, sort of. So this is 4 different takes of like one of these shaker sounds. I don't remember which one it is. It's shaker 2. So I grabbed a bunch of shaker 2 here, those sounds, and I just found ones that kind of complemented each other, mostly thinking in terms of like if I am actually using a shaker and, you know, like an egg shaker and kind of like, you know, doing that, you know, there's a down motion, up motion, down motion, up motion, much like giving a hand job. So I'm kind of designing the shaker pattern around that. And I'm also thinking dynamically how these movements of the shaker pattern intertwine. So in this case, I wanted a very shuffly 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So where the 1 is accented, the and is very quiet. 2 is like half accented and is also very quiet. So I'm creating an 8th note shaker pattern. So I'm going 1 and 2 and. So I created that pattern. And that's it. And I think these shakers are not in one of these sample packs yet. I am making another sample pack that'll be on my sample store that has all of these shakers and stuff in it. So beyond that, to create the final sound, I use SynthMaster 2 to create a vocoder, because you just add a vocoder to Feature Garage percussion. That's what kind of gives it that wet, squishy sound. Autopan from Melda Productions. This is just to kind of move it around your head. Roomworks SE for a very, very small room type reverb. Just to give it a bit of space and distance and make it sound like it was mic'd from further away. And then the hi-hats here also sound fairly shakery, and that's because of the vocoder. Without the vocoder, they sound like hi-hats. With it, they sound more like shakers. So this is 16th notes, but instead of straight up 16th notes, this is 16th notes with a swing setup, like 65%. That just adds a bit of shuffle. You can also do 16th note triplets and get pretty close. Otherwise, just add some swing. Autopan, yeah, and then corrosion from Hornet, just to add a bit of sauce to the top of them. Do you think there's a thing as too much shimmer reverb? No. Shimmer reverb is always glorious as fuck. Wow, so mean. Rip headphone user. Yeah. So anyways, that's shakers and stuff. Okay, so I think I'm happy with this arrangement. It's almost 8:30. Option 1, I continue going. Option 2, I stop. Option 3, crack open another bottle of wine and have another glass and try and flush this out a bit more. Okay, let's listen back to what we got. Pretty good. This melody is too busy. The plucky thing in the beginning, but I'm not gonna fuck with that too much right now. I think we're at least on the right track. So maybe let's work on the B section. It's like trying to think what's in my head here. Something along those lines. All hail Lord Tatanka. Yes, if anyone can tell me what Tatanka means, you win bonus points. How did you make this pad? Good question. This is Isotope Iris 2. This is a spectral synthesizer, which allows you to import a sample and play back only a portion of the spectrum of that sound, meaning you can EQ the sample, basically. Just fancier. There's 4 layers. This pad is comprised of enharmonic noise, and granular stuff. So enharmonic noise, this is a pack of noises I just designed for myself. Enharmonic noise is stuff like this, which is basically created by taking a cymbal sound, putting it in a reverb, and hitting freeze on the reverb if your reverb offers a freeze control. Just creates kind of like semitonal, ambiguous noise. Some granular something, I don't know what. And then 2 vocal samples. The vocals are from my decomposition pack, which is free on my website. So I put all 4 of those into Iris 2. Naked, the pad sounds like this. I fed this into Studio Chorus rather. This is a Cubase stock plugin. This is just a multi-voice chorus with only 2 voices. Tal Chorus is a good one that does that. Otherwise, Kilohertz Chorus offers multiple voices, so just a chorus plugin really. Tal Reverb 4, just for a big ol' reverb. Kilohertz Slice EQ just to kind of clean it up and add a bit of air up top. Kilohertz Filter is this automation lane down here, just adding a bit of movement. And that's it, really. Love the vibe, very melancholic. Thanks, I guess. Sad boy. Sounds like early C main Ramses. Oh, Ramses is, what's his name? Ramses B. He's really cool. Hey, Venus, how to process kicks like Niels Fram? I have no idea who that is, sorry. Couldn't tell you. Buffalo. Yes, it means buffalo. Very good. Lord Tachanka is actually a character from the Rainbow Six Siege. I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege yet. It's been on my list of like games to play forever, but like I never have time to play games. All right, yeah, back to this plucky sine arp thing. I really like the feel that gives. It's almost this call-in response. I don't know, like, who was it that said that earlier? That was a really good quote. Animus. I think that's why we produce. Explaining the feeling is impossible. Yeah, that. I don't know. That line in that part of the song really, like, I don't know. That's what I'm feeling on my jiggly, wiggly bits inside. Okay, let's record that. Close. I always hate that, like, when I'm streaming, my MIDI quantization or my, like, word clock or whatever is off. There's, like, just some degree of latency that fucks up everything. but and audio. What is it that I want to do here? I want to bounce just that note. Edit, render in place. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I want like a reversed reverb tail into that. Anyways, this piano phrasing needs to change. ARP almost has a guitar-like quality to it. Yep. Fun fact, sine waves are actually relatively close to a guitar. This is a wavetable. It looks like this. I just drew in some extra partials. And if you feed something sine wavy-ish into a guitar amp emulation, this is Vocoder Boogex, I don't know. Free VST. Very, very, very close to like a clean electric guitar. Distorted guitars are a lot more complex to create for obvious reasons, but something about like just a sine-ish wave gets very damn close to a guitar when you feed it through an amplifier. Unicorda library is Niels from Signature Instrument. I don't have to look up that name. I've never heard of that. Will like his work. Also, Olafur Arnold's. I'm probably butchering these names, but whatever. Yeah, I'll check those out. Actually, let me... Oh, shit, my notebook's like way over there. Whatever. I can just review the chat later. Okay, I think let's go ahead and just try and make a bit more progress here. So I think let's duplicate that and almost do like a slide guitar thing. And then, yeah, let's like run that piano part throughout this section. And then it'll cap off. So we need to change those, but something... Something dark side. Something thereabouts. I think that works. Is this additive synthesis? This wavetable editor, if this is what you're talking about, this is additive, yes. So this is adding partials to a sound. I can't touch this one because I don't want to fuck it up. Let's go to I don't fucking know, Serum, because everyone has Serum. So that's how this works. If we edit a wavetable in Serum or whatever, this bin is your harmonics. So bin 1 is just the first partial of a thing, and that creates a sine wave. So we could add odd harmonics, and if we keep adding every other one, we eventually get a square-ish wave. I can demonstrate a very rudimentary square wave here. So if we add this one, and then add this one, and then like a little bit of this one, you get a square wave. If you add every single one, you get more of a saw wave. And yeah, that's additive synthesis in a way. Just not like as complex as a true additive synthesizer. Gotta go. Thanks for the stream. See you in the next one. Yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Dune 3 is a partial editor, which is a form of edit. Yeah, okay, yeah. So he already explained it. We expect some videos on these boiler room-esque ambient garage producers. Yeah, no, I'm kind of revisiting the future garage series in soonish time frame. I'm still kind of like finishing up a couple other videos before I dive into that. Gorgeous masterpiece. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so that's end of questions for right now. All right, let's go ahead and just add like a couple guitar, quote unquote guitar parts to this, and then I think I'm going to call it done. I'm pretty happy with where this ended up. Yeah. Again, the quantization of my fucking DAW is off because I'm streaming. know, does that feel like it needs to go around again? Probably should. We'll duplicate that for now. Okay, let's try and work on these piano chords.
Maybe I should do a video on those, like how to make these like trailer impact sounds.
those into ye ol' sidechain. Yeah, I think that feels right. I'm not sure on that ending. Maybe it just needs like just a big ass reverb just to feel a bit bigger. That feels right. And then I guess, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna need to add like transitional stuff. So something like that's gonna go there, definitely. And then we gotta like cut off the very beginning of, well, not really, because we're gonna whap that through this side chain as well. We'll drop a kick on that downbeat. So side chain. And then that thing can be kind of like the riser. That's not what I want to do. Okay, that's the wrong button. Fuck. What am I trying to do? Reverse. I will pay attention to chat in just a minute. I see there's messages happening, and I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention right now. Zero % depth, 100% depth. The speed goes from like... something like that. Okay, so... I don't know. That's not right. That doesn't fit. Okay, let's do some chat, and then I think I'm about done for the evening. Okay, blah, 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 where did I stop at? Okay. I can't read that. Ambido, Venus Theory, big fan. Do you think you could do another Dune 3 tutorial on both the FM function as well as some uses for crazy unison voice modulation feature? The manual is very vague. Yeah, I plan on revisiting the Dune stuff again at some point as well. And then I'm also releasing a Dune 3 sound bank. It's something I'm working on. Like this Reese bass you hear here is one of the basses in my Dune 3 bank I'm working on. That will be available on my website at some point. But yeah, no, that'll be something I'll probably revisit in the future. And then especially stuff like in Dune, being able to stack like 8 voices is a bit ridiculous. But just maybe showcase like some ideas for that. How you can modulate separate voices of the unison, very deep, unsure how to utilize it, experiment. Yeah, no, for sure. Like I said, yeah, that'll be something I'll be working on. I'm back. I love the plugs. Cool. Sounds like someone is about to die. All right, yeah, I'll take that. Epic Games supports Blunder Foundation with 1.2 million Epic grant. I'd say that's deserved. Blunder is like one of those things that I can't believe it's free. Almost like Cecilia, like for audio production people. Cecilia is free and is really cool, and Blender is free and is really cool. And Blender is like one of those things that's so ridiculously powerful. Blender is really, really cool. Valhalla Reverb, and you're finished. I don't own any Valhalla Reverbs. I should get those at some point. Do you sidechain only the bass? Actually, pretty much everything is sidechained. Everything except the kick and the snare are sidechained. Yep, literally everything except those are sidechained. So I sidechain just about everything, including the noise, and that's just to make sure the kick and the snare kind of cut through. Speaking of which, I kind of want that kick to... There we go. That should be a bit thumpier. The master is feeling maybe a bit squished. That sounds all right. Mix definitely needs work, but it's close. I like that piano quite a bit, though. And then, yeah, I'm going to have Alicia do some vocals on this, definitely. I wonder if adding, like, some cymbals and stuff is worthwhile really, really quickly. Perhaps. Yeah, I think that sounds decent. Okay. Nice track, man, from Skeller. Oh, thank you. Reverse reverb with filter. Oh yeah, no, I think I'm gonna bounce out that piano in this segment here, in that middle 8 section. Bounce out this piano to audio and reverse that initial chord back into itself. That'll probably help transition. Blender's a bit laggy now. Yeah. No, Blender, the new EV engine is really, really handy. I like it quite a bit. Xenon or Invisible. The mastering limiter I'm using here is PSP Xenon. Jesus. This guy right here. And then transient prediction mode B. We could probably open up the attack just a bit more, just so that kick and stuff really thump through. But yeah, this is a really, really good mastering limiter. I like it quite a bit. You mastered as you went. Yeah, so I have kind of like a generic mastering chain. This is pretty much it. So PSP Noble Q, which is a basically sort of kind of, but not really an emulation of just like a passive EQ. I don't know. Anyways, this is the one I use. So this is on valve mode, and I tick this up 1 tick for a bit of saturation. And this really adds quite a bit of character. So this is based on like kind of a lot of hardware passive EQs, and I find this valve output and then upping the output ever so slightly really adds quite a bit of thump and weight to things. So this is kind of like a Pultec EQ, but different. Then into Vintage Warmer 2, I just kind of play with the drive and knee until I'm taking off about 2 dB at the very peaky peaks, and then I just up the drive until it feels comfortable. Waves linear multiband stereo. This is a linear multiband compressor. I picked this up from a Greg Wells video a long time ago. Multi-electro mastering preset, and then I will just kind of like tweak the thresholds ever so slightly, and then PSP Xenon. But the master, like this mix and this master, it's very, very loud right now, and very squashed. So I'm gonna definitely have to go back in and mess with these settings a bit more. Maybe we could just do a quick mix and then I'll call it a night, because it's like 9 o'clock now, and I promised Alicia I'd hang out with her. But yeah, that's pretty much my mastering chain. Nick Gerger wanted to say I've been a subscriber for 8 months. Love the tutorials, and it's my birthday. Awesome song, man. Thank you, and happy birthday. All right, I guess let's go ahead and just kind of do a quick mix on everything here, just to see if we can get this sounding a bit better, and then I'm gonna just kind of zero out the mastering for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and flatten this out. Oh, these symbols are from 808 Sessions, which is a free pack I just put up on my website for like one of the tutorials I put out in like the last week or so, if you want those symbols. Turn this down, turn this down. This is pad. Impacts and stuff. The vocal channels are empty. Vocal chain is empty. Piano, blank piano. Okay, so let's give this a rough mix, kind of like from the B section, just because that's where like the emotional climax of the song. And actually, let's go ahead and throw on the stereo enhancer and put this to mono, just to make sure our EQ decisions are correct. Actually, let's go ahead and just open this up. now back to stereo, and we should have a pretty solid sound. Not great, but getting there. I think that's good enough for me for right now. So, yeah, I think that will do it for this stream. I think I'm happy with where that ended up. My candle is running low, so there we go. All right, so I think I'm pretty happy with where that ended up. I think it's pretty close to what I want. Definitely needs those vocals just to kind of get the mood right. But I mean, in terms of like atmosphere and vibe and stuff, it's good. I think the mojo is there. That piano up, and yeah, I think everything's on the right track. The mix is pretty damn close. It needs a bit more work though. Okay, let's go ahead and answer any remaining chat questions and stuff. A troll name. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Awesome sounds. Feels to me like the music should be playing as you leave the rave with the sun just starting to rise. You've lost your friends and the drugs are wearing off. You're conscious that you have to go. Right now, everything. Okay. Universe is as it should be, and you feel at one with your choice to follow the music to live here. One love, peace. Yeah, no, I'd say that's a pretty straightforward analysis. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, a lot of this music and a lot of this style, when I write this, it's very emotionally inclined. So it's all about just kind of like trying to encapsulate a feeling or a moment of your life and trying to, convey that musically, which is something I've always been really into. Because like one of my favorite artists is Buckethead. He's a guitarist, but his album Colma was written for his mom when she was in the hospital. And I don't know, that record like really shaped me as a kid. And that's something I've always strived to do with my own music, is kind of like try to really get the emotional stuff across. And that's why I'm happy I've been able to dive back into this style and less vocally fronted music, just because like I don't know, artistically this is kind of more, just like I have shit to say and I can't say it with words, and this is how I want to say it. But yeah, do more of these soon. Very inspired, man. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and I'm trying to do more streams, and especially now that I've kind of like dropped that one job, this will be a bit more possible. But yeah, I mean, it also comes down to my schedule just because I'm working a lot, doing stuff with like PSP, and I'm doing some stuff for Synthmaster, KV331 audio and stuff like that. And, all that, like pretty busy right now, and then trying to get my online store going. But once things settle down, I hope to stream at least once a week thereabouts, just depending on how things are going. Hello from Korea. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, sorry, the stream is over if you just joined. But yeah, so I think that will conclude the stream. This has been going on for a while now. I don't know how long this stream has lasted, but thanks for hanging out, guys. I know this was kind of later in the evening if you're in the US. Otherwise it might be like relatively early in the day. But yeah, so like I said, I think this is a good stopping point. I think I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's got the vibe and what I wanted to do. Needs some vocals. The mix needs a bit more work. just to kind of touch things up. But overall, I think I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. So I think that's it, guys. I guess I will leave the stream going here for another minute or two. If anyone has any remaining questions, comments, whatever that they would like to add. And beyond that, yeah, I think that's going to be the end of the stream because I'm going to go hang out with Alicia and watch a movie. Maddie says, thanks. No problem. You're welcome. Plus, I think, it's Saturday night. I think I'm going to go open another bottle of wine. I've earned it. Swiping through notifications right now. Oh, man. What a track, though. I mean, starting from nothing and ending up here. Pretty happy with that. But yeah, the stream will be reposted in its entirety tomorrow or whenever it goes up. But yeah, and then if you haven't checked out our latest release, it's out with Euphonious right now. And then this song will be released eventually if I end up happy with it. But I've got some other songs in the works as well. I wanted to learn drum and bass, and your channel was really helpful. Glad to hear it. Yeah, D&B isn't really like my style of stuff, but I don't know. I really like listening to drum and bass. And, just like from a sound designer perspective, I don't know. I think drum and bass is really cool. It's not really something I personally would make. But, who knows? I might dive into that at some point. But yeah, I don't know. Drum and bass is really cool, and I don't know. Maybe I'll do some more D&B tutorials on the channel at some point. Would you recommend mastering while making a track or exporting a track and then mastering? What's the old phrase? If you ask 3 different mastering engineers, you get 3 different answers. I don't consider myself to be a mastering engineer at all. I've been doing this long enough to where I think I can do a decent master. Maybe not, totally technically proper, but I'm at least aware of the technical aspects of mastering to a degree that I think I can create a product that I'm comfortable with. I tend to master while I mix. And like I said, I have this mastering chain. Everything you see right now is actually part of a template I have in Cubase. So whenever I launch a new session to write a song, Cubase has these vocal tracks. It has my Dune 3 bass line, my percussion tracks, a kick and a snare track, and all this kind of stuff. And it has this mastering chain on it. And this is what I leave on at just kind of like some default settings, just settings I know work. So I will mix and work with a track with that on just so I can get a picture in terms of audio. Like I can hear where the song is going and where it's going to kind of end up. So I kind of work that way. I used to actually not do that and do the other option of like bouncing a song out and then mastering in a separate session, but I don't do that anymore. I haven't done that for a very long time. I just kind of like master like this, which I don't know if this technically qualifies as mastering, but whatever. I think it sounds good enough. I create a product that I'm happy with. So that's the way I do it. And, if you have a mastering chain that you really like, I would recommend just throwing it on the mix while you work on it. Just so, like I said, you can kind of get that picture of like where things are going to end up. Just because without all of this, it's not going to sound all that different. I think most of a good mix and most of a good master comes from just sound selection and a good mix. So, without all of that, it sounds pretty close. And then with it, that's pretty much it. And mastering to me is mostly just about bringing the volume up to, I guess, a more acceptable level. And that's really it. And then, just a bit of like secret sauce with like the PSP Noble Q and stuff like that. That's how I master. Yeah, I think that's the way a lot of artists and producers do it anymore, is they just throw stuff on the master bus or the stereo output. And I think that's a totally acceptable way to do it. Some people will sit there and be like, well, if you don't do it this way, then that's not really mastering. And fuck them. I don't care. There's no right way to do anything. It's just about what you think gives you the best results. Very chill sound. Thanks. Yeah, I guess if anyone didn't really hear the track, maybe we'll What the hell? We'll listen back one more time just to make sure I'm happy with this song, and then we will close the stream. And this gives everyone one last chance to type out any remaining questions they have. So this is the song I created. Right now, 3, 2, 1, go. Anyways, without getting all emotional and shit. No, I think that does a really good job of like, I don't know what the song is about. I think that gets it right. And the mix sounds a bit better, just with a couple small tweaks. And the master sounds a bit better as well. Maybe I might have to back off the master a bit. It sounds a bit crushed. Okay, let's go through any last questions, and that will do it. Very chill sound already. Just thank you. No problem. Black Vox. Being an Icon Collective student, I feel like understanding your tools and what order to put them in and what they do exactly will help in the mastering aspect as well as mixdowns. Yeah, no, for sure. When I was like a young Padawan and, kind of first getting into mixing and production, I always thought it was about like just what tools you used and, like the brand names and stuff. But I mean, just having a solid understanding of like the practical applications of different things, equalization, compression, chorus, delay, things like that. Like having a solid understanding of what things do and what you should do with them and what they're capable of really, really changes the game. And, I mean, EQ and compression especially, I think are probably the two most powerful tools any producer has, and people don't really give them enough credit. Inspired. Thanks. I like Waves MV too. Not sure what that is. Keeds. I like this kind of sound very much. I love liquid bass and ambient music. Me too. I really love that kind of stuff. And like I said, film scores are kind of my thing and music like that. And I don't know, I think this is a good way to kind of incorporate that. Not gonna lie, my favorite bit is the piano. I love Arteria at the end. Yeah, Piano V, I really have grown very attached to that VST. I think it's really, really damn good. I'd love to get my hands on Piano Tech, but it's just a bit pricey. But Piano Tech seems really damn cool. Could you show the Reese? Sure. We'll go through that one more time. So the Reese bass, let's solo it out. The end result sounds like this. And without everything, it sounds like this. So this is made with Dune 3. This is going to be, if you have Dune 3 or, whatever, I'm going to be releasing a sound bank including this exact sound. In the near-ish future, I'm creating a sound bank for Dune 3 right now to sell on my website. It'll be cheap though, don't worry. It'll be like, $5 or something like that. So this is made with Dune 3, and this is more of a sub-focused Future Garage type Reese, or like a liquid drum and bass type Reese. This is created by detuning 2 oscillators. It's a sine-ish wave. And this is using the Polaris 24 decibel per octave filter. Touch of resonance, cutoff is fairly low at 41%. I'm not sure what that is. A lot of filter drive and a very small amount of key tracking. LFO1 is at a quarter note. It's synced amount of 30%, amount of 26 here. And this is tied to the volume, just to add a bit of warbly movement to also accentuate the fact that due to the unison, the two voices are going in and out of phase, creating this like oscillating, warbling movement. So to create these types of sounds yourself, I just use the partial editor, and this is just adding an odd harmonic here, harmonic or partial number 3. You could also rotate the phase of this, but I find you have to be very, very careful with that. And that's pretty much it. And then I just created 3 frames. I have a very, very harmonic wavetable here, a not so harmonic, almost squarish waveform, and then a pure sine. And then I just kind of use this position knob to adjust to different points of that. And you can also automate this throughout the course of the track. So essentially what I'm doing is going from a pure sine wave, which is just 1 harmonic, to here, which adds just a few more, harmonics, all the way up to here, which is a bit more resonant. That's pretty much it. This is detuned quite a bit at 47%. Stereo spread of 20%. And some people may say, you know, don't spread your basses. But, you know, those people are wrong. I don't care. I do what I want. And it sounds good. So beyond that, multipass here. And then if you didn't want to spread this, you could also add like stereo and set the width to 0 and get mono below 250 hertz. But, you know, I don't plan to play out, and I make music for listening on headphones anyway. So just a bit of saturation on the low end. This is band splitting, by the way, if you're not familiar. This is splitting up the entire sound into different frequency bands. Saturate distortion from kilohertz, little tiny touch of that. Chorus from 250 and above. There's really nothing in this top register, and as you can see here, there's barely anything happening. So chorus, what I'm doing with that is just creating a bit more stereo width to the sound. After that, this feeds into a soft clipper, which is just adding a few more harmonics, second and third order harmonics, just overdriving it just a teensy bit. And this is just to give it a bit more growl and bite. This is only mixed in about 30% as well. And that's it for the respace. Can you show the piano melody a bit? It sounds so clear, no resonances. Yeah, for sure. So this was created with Arturia Piano V. Where's the piano? And without all the effects and stuff, it sounds like this. So Piano V, I already talked about it a bit. Long story short, it's a physical modeling synth. There is no actual samples involved. This is the initial setting, and I just tweaked a few things, mostly the hardness, dynamic range. We could increase this a bit. Change the lid position, the position of the hammers, and then I think that's it. And then the velocity curve, just to create a softer, more mellow piano. Beyond that, added kilohertz gain just to bring up the piano in the mix a bit. Make it a bit louder. Compressor just to squeeze it a bit. I don't know why. Future garage pianos are always a bit squishy. Bit crusher. Just to add a bit of character. Roomworks here. This is a reverb. 8.5 second reverb. Very, very long. Mixed in about 40% wet. Kilohertz multipass, which is that band splitting plugin. There's a delay on this band, distortion on this band, delay on this band, and then chorus, reverser, which is reverses the sound back into itself, and then a distortion, and then a reverb on this band. This is 1K to 4K. And that's mostly just for some interest to the sound. Vibrato, which is from Melda Productions. Vibrato just creates a bit of pitch warble. I'm essentially using this to create almost like tape warble, vinyl warble. Kilohertz ladder filter, that is the automation clip that you see here. Just opening up this filter over time. And then PSP MCQ, which is just kind of like my go-to EQ for just about everything. Go ahead and turn on output saturation in case there's any clipping. This is just doing some high passing. We could maybe add a bit of low mid. Something like that, a little bit of 1.6K. That's pretty much it for the piano. Okay, amazing bass line. Thank you. So clear, no resonances. Is that because short notes? Yeah, I mean, basically that, and just kind of the chord voicings. I'm leaving some space in the voicings, where if I played these chords where the notes are all very close together. So I'm playing a G minor chord. Let me just go forward here. And there's a very low chesty resonance, but by splitting up the chord voicing. That allows just more space in the overall frequency spectrum of that sound. Did you work the side chain on the kick's timing? Nah, sorta. The side chain is here, and the only things I really adjusted was just the release timing. So yes, it was just kind of timed to the song until it felt right. Beyond that, didn't really mess with the side chain all that much. It sounds like Crystal Skies or Elenium. Thanks. That's a pretty big compliment. Hi, mate. Can you play a sample? Just joined. Sure. I can play the end of the song here in just a sec. Annoying question. Can you explain the little stopping transition? If you could explain which transition, sure. Hope there's some cool plucks in that Dune 3-pack. Yeah, actually, might as well save these plucks. I should save those plucks into that pack. Hoover Base, thank you. Oh, Jedi, hey, what's up, dog? Beautiful, thank you. Piano V is my favorite piano VST ever. That and the Contact, the Giant. Yeah, I really like the Giant. That was like my go-to piano. Then I got Unicorder, and I used that for a while, and then I got Piano V. And after I got this, the MIDI controller, and really, really like Piano V quite a bit. Let's see, was there anything else I missed? Oh, play a sample of the song. That was it. Okay, yeah. The stream's just about over, but I'll play like the last section of the song here after the middle 8. So yeah, that is the track. Basically it, and we need a drum hit there. Yeah, I messed up the count on that. Okay. So just so I have this down for now, I can just fix this tomorrow. Okay. Now those are spaced out correctly. Okay. There's a part where you cut out some drums for a second. Yeah. Okay. I get what you mean. So essentially what I'm doing there is just kind of a compositional technique. So like, let's examine this section right here. So this is at the beginning of the song. And this is after, what, like 16 bars? So, more or less, what I'm doing there is just kind of helping to stop ear fatigue to the listener. as well as just add some emotional punch and interest to the song. So what I'm doing there is stopping some of the drum elements so that the listener knows, like, okay, now we're moving into another segment of this section. And also just kind of stopping things and putting them back in, just to give you that kind of moment of like just that pull and release, that call and response. That's really all this is. So like, every 16 bars or so. So like for this one, for example, we could also throw in an extra hit on the hats here to almost act as like a drum fill. Actually, let's go ahead and just throw that into 30-second notes. And then, yeah, we can use this to just create, like I said, just that bit of tension and release. That made like no difference at all. You can't even hear that, but that's basically all that is. Just trying to add a bit of catch and release and just a bit of, tension and release and things like that. And then just like I said, just trying to prevent ear fatigue and making things just sound like a constant loop over and over and over. Kind of Ori Septa vibes. Thanks. Love the rim. Yeah, the drums, all the drums in this song are in this new Tatanka pack that I made. These are all sounds I recorded at the park, the wildlife prairie park here in Peoria. And it's a bunch of like really organic sounds. So that'll be for sale on my website pretty soon. I can't pronounce that name at all. Amazing. Thank you. K1, I love how Cameron not like, fuck that, I'm off. I'll show you guys how I made a drop. Yeah, no problem. I always hate when producers like don't take the time to explain something just because it's like, some people like, sometimes you just like got a fucking question and like, it doesn't cost me anything to answer a question and like help you guys out because I know, some of you guys just want to know like how this shit works because you're trying to like get up to like the level of what I do or the level of what whoever you want to be does or the level of, that next wall that you want to break through. And I don't know. I don't get why producers don't answer questions or like want to keep things secret. It's just stupid. But, whatever. Venus Theory. Hello. Shit. That bass feels nice coming through my subwoofer. Yeah, I bet. No, this is... If I had my actual speakers on right now, I'm sure my entire house would be fucking shaking. I'm back. Hello. I make music for headphones. Psh, my floor was like a massage under my feet, bro. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, everyone's always like, you got a mono below 100 hertz and whatever. And it's like, yes, because if you don't do that, you're wrong, and no one will ever listen to your music. Like, the end listener doesn't give a shit. And, like, I know from it, like, and I'm not saying that, like, I don't understand the technical aspects of what I'm doing. Like, I would say it's obvious that I do. But, to some degree, it's like, just fuck it, man. Like, if it sounds good, it works. But, yeah, I mean, I think this bass sounds plenty dummy thick, as the kids say. I want to watch the streaming video again from the beginning, upload it. Yeah. So this stream will be saved and posted to my channel soon. YouTube takes a bit of time to like process it and whatever, but the entire thing will be available to watch back. Amen, brother. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So yeah, I think that is enough streaming for one night. I don't know how long the stream has been going on for. And now that we're out of the zone. Yeet. Different color. Woo. All right. So yeah, I think that'll do it for the stream unless anyone has any final questions. And then yeah, I do want to cut this off because I'm kind of getting tired and I totally should hang out with her. Audio nerd shit, but if it sounds good, it's good. Yeah, exactly. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, I will leave this open for 2 minutes, and then I really do want to cut it off. Sorry, guys. so we'll wait for any final remaining questions. Eiffel 65 remix confirmed. I would laugh at that, but I don't understand the joke. When's the next stream? I'm not sure. I stream pretty irregularly right now just because of like work and my schedule of doing stuff. Just because my work is sound design stuff like full time now, so I work pretty odd hours and have been doing a lot of stuff, and then I'm doing a lot of like video work, and then I have to do YouTube content as well. So finding time to stream is kind of hard, and I don't know. I really enjoy streaming, but also like sometimes I just don't have anything to stream about, so I just kind of stream when I'm feeling it. But hopefully once things settle down a bit, I was going to try and stream like at least once a week or so. Just stuff like this of like creating a track, and then maybe just some like sound design stuff. We're like working on a new sample pack or something like that. Blue. Yeah, no, these lights are pretty cool. It was like $180 to like do all the lights in my room with these smart lights, but I'm very happy I did. I think it's pretty dope. Do you know or watch Artifacts? Yes, I know Artifacts relatively well. I talked to him off and on in his Discord. No, I watched Artifacts' channel for like quite a bit of time before I started doing YouTube. No, he's a cool dude. I need to talk to him more. He's a pretty cool guy. Pretty good channel too. I really like his content. I haven't watched it all that much lately, but I've been very busy. But yeah, Artifacts is a really good channel. Thanks for the stream and your music. Yeah, no problem. I watch Artifacts. Artifacts is a good friend of his. Yeah, exactly. No, Art's a cool dude. But yeah, okay, I think that's about it. Thank you, and see you on the next stream. Bye. Yep, bye. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I will continue working on the song. I'm gonna have Alicia throw some vocals and stuff on it. And then if I like how it turns out, I will release it. And you can find the release info in my Discord. Other than that, if you want to hear some of my new releases, there's a new release out with Euphonious. Otherwise, you can find it on my SoundCloud. Just some stuff that's in a very similar vein to this. And then I've got like 4 other tracks in the works. And I think going forward, this will kind of be the style of stuff that I'm doing, just because of reasons and stuff. And also, I just really like creating this type of stuff. First time here, will return next stream. Glad to hear it. And yeah, hopefully it'll be soonish. But all right, guys, I think that will do it. I am going to go watch a movie with Alicia, open up another bottle of wine, and hang out with my dog. So pretty happy with where this ended up. Thank you guys for hanging out. This was a really long stream. It was really good to talk to you guys. Always good to hang out, as always. And yeah, that will do it. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.